Hi, it's Hunter Allen again, and here to bring you just a little bit of a video about pelvic rotation and rock. So it is soon coming in the LEOMO all users. You'll have these two new metrics right here, pelvic rotation and pelvic rock. So we now have pelvic angle at all of the level, but in the beta app we've just got these other additional ones. This is a great ride because it shows us a little bit about what's happening from a couple of different perspectives. So pelvic angle, let's look at that, measures how the pelvis is tilted, right? So 0 means it's parallel to the ground, and 90 means it's upright. So here we have these ones right here that are close to being perfectly upright. So that right away would show you that, hey, he's standing up during that period of time. And so that's an interesting place to look at. And then as you look down here at pelvic rotation, this is the rotation of the sacrum along the local top bottom axis. So basically it's the right side of the hips of the pelvis moving forward and the left side moving backward, those two things moving forward and backward. And then we have pelvic rock, which is really the up and down, right? So it's really the up and down of the hips that are moving on the bike. If you'll notice here, the rotation really increases when his pelvic angle goes down. Look at how this really, the pelvic angle goes down and his movement goes up. So what is that contributed to? He's getting lower on the saddle. By getting lower on the saddle, that increases his pelvic rotation. Whereas if he's just rolling along, his rotation isn't that much, but all of a sudden as he gets lower, his hips start to move forward and backward even more in each of these two times. So that's very interesting to see kind of how these things play against each other. His pelvic rock, his hips really don't rock up and down very much at all. So they're very consistent all the way through. So I think that's really, it just goes to show how stable this rider's hips are. But again, this is, really highly correlated here. His pelvic angle, when that gets closer to 0, he gets flatter and flatter, more and more arrow, while his hips move more. So maybe, question, right, he shouldn't get that low. Maybe getting that low is causing excess movement and using excess energy, whereas if he held his hip angle at a little bit higher, right, a little bit bigger angle, right, so he's a little more straight on the bike, not quite so arrow, so to speak, then that hip angle is much more stable. Who knows? It's just a question and observation at this point. Thought I'd point it out to you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. I'm Hunter Allen of Peaks Coaching Group.